YC stands for Here's what's best back in a video, and this is kind of an interesting thing. Now I'm going to be reviewing the 11th Doctor's universe remote. Hang on, no, that ain't the 11th, that's the 12th, sorry, my mistake. There it is. It didn't come with a box because this one's technically second hand, because unfortunately they're not on Amazon, and plus if they were on Amazon they usually go for at least £2,000 or 200 and odd, no, 222 quid I think it is. So this is why I got it for second hand. It's technically 40 quid for me, so plus it's well used from what I can see. I was going to move this. Unfortunately it didn't come with a box, but I did get the instructions, so I can show you them real quick. So the sonic screwdriver universe remote control, picture of Matt Smith wielding his screwdriver. Opening it up shows off the fish fingers and custard desk, showing you how to use it, and showing off the screwdriver in a nice condition. And you can see the fish fingers and custard at the top. Pretty simple to use. Now basically, from my knowledge, it's gesture based, because the button's technically on the bottom, and this is the one where people modify these screwdrivers to act like the toy, or the 12th Doctor one. I've also got a video coming up to show you about the handle sections of these, because I've just found something out that you can do with these two if you switch them about. I'll tell you in the next video. I'll be doing this a side comparison and stuff like that as well, so don't worry. So it's got the lock code, it's got everything else, it's got every single feature, but the trouble is, it's a bit weird how to you physically use the button, because it's gesture based, not button pressed all the time. Like if you look to the back, it shows off the blueprints very nicely. It even shows off the fish fingers and custard technique there. Shows you how to put the batteries in. It's basically simple, where it takes 2 AAA batteries. Mine fortunately came with them, but they was dying, so I guess I can call them demo batteries for me. In fact, I forgot my display stand for the 12th Doctor. Jesus. There we go. Got it. Pretty basic. I'm going to stand that up actually. I think I switched it off. Yeah, I switched it off. So, yes, it's made by the one company, the people that made the Star Trek phaser, which my dad would like to get his hand on at some point. And of course the... Oh, what was it? The Harry Potter wand. Now I'm just missing the 10th Doctor Sonic, and then I've got the collection. So yes. Now looking at the case, I'm just gonna have to move that. Oh Jesus! Move you. There we go. Now mine's lost its capability of keeping it closed because it's being used. I'm gonna have to get this back somehow. Wait, seriously, this is gonna have to do. Now, usually it came in like a small box than the 12th Doctor screwdriver, because it's more sideways like. Then as soon as you lift it out you get this, and then you get the manual underneath, which is quite good. Now lifting off this case is plastic. Oh Jesus. As you can tell, it's got kind of marks on it. I'm going to clean it up after this anyways. I have cleaned the screwdriver up a bit. And you get your screwdriver here. It doesn't really matter which way you put it, but to be honest, I think there is like a specific way you put it. On the bottom here you've got like 2 little screws, which are just fake, which I quite like. Move that to the side. The display has like these Gallifreyan text like on the 12th Doctors, and what's the funny thing is, this looks familiar to the 12th Doctor's display stand. It's got this plastic moulded wires underneath. You can actually see underneath, and it's pretty cool. It's even got these little details and stuff, which is quite weird, even though you don't look underneath this. Now, to be honest, it would be cool if it had like a light underneath, so you can actually display it, and then these two will be pressured, and when you put the screwdriver on, this will just light up, you know. Or if it was chargeable, it'll be a charge dock, if you know what I mean. Quite cool in the way, isn't it? So, quite like that. Anyways, we're not doing a review on the display stand, it's a review on this little screwdriver. The structure is practically weird. Like, I can't even imagine me using this a lot. The top section's got all of its copper section on. This ring section's just like mine, where it's starting to wear down a bit. Now this is well being used because you can tell it's where it's being handled, because you can tell, which adds the old effect for me. But I kind of want it to look like brand new. But you can't have everything, can you? But the bottom section does look really nice. You can even see my camera. So, the clear window is at the front, visible. You know, and it does have this milky green, which I quite like. The claws is a lot closer, and you can even tell because they've even got these stamps on them. These are not meant to be opened. It does not flick. It's unflickable, so don't even get any ideas. Even though this is why people mod them to do it, especially put the button on the handle. Now for me, the side slats are a bit loose, but I don't think they're going to come off because they are pretty sturdy. But one of them feels like it's going to, you know, snap at some point. As you can probably tell, it does semi-wiggle side to side. But I think it's just because they might have dropped it at one point. But yeah, I've got a mark on there. But it's really nice. It's even got this leather section. Now, to be honest, this has more of a leather type texture than this. Like, for one, this is more rubbery. This one's a lot smoother. I quite like the smoother one. And the stitching effects, pretty cool. Now, as you notice, the handle section on this one, it's a lot more white and more pristine. This one's more yellow because it's a 12th Doctor. This is the 11th. It's pretty cool. So turning it on, you hold this down, this bottom button. It's on effects mode at the minute, but
practice mode, control mode, quiet control mode, FX mode, practice mode.
So basically exactly the same gestures as it does on the 12th Doctor. If you haven't already got it, it basically you can do practice mode. It's
right, left, pull, push, tap on the top, tap on the left, tap on the right, tap on the bottom.
Hey, would you like a bit of a
tap on the bottom?
Yeah, let's not.
Double press.
So it's still got its same gestures.
Clockwise, anti-clockwise, clockwise. Control mode, memory bank A.
Now to program it, I'm actually going to go grab my light off the top here so I can actually show you what it does. And sorry if you can hear singing in the background, it'll be my dad. How do you buy a controller? So I'm going to be using this for a prime example, plus it's got this, you know, as you know, you can't even see it work. That's different. So to program it, you'd have to press it hold it down 3 times. Press it 3 times and then hold it on the third, sorry.
Programming mode, memory bank A. Double press. OK. Down. Up. OK.
Let's see. Right.
Clockwise. OK. Exiting programming mode. Control mode. Memory bank unassigned.
Right. This face down. Right.
Entering programming mode. Memory bank A. Double press. OK.
This is why I do it so close.
Up. OK. Left. OK. Exiting programming mode. Control mode. Memory bank A.
then you can...
Unassigned, 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 unassigned.
Okay, this is weird.
Unassigned. Quiet control mode.
You got quiet control mode? I'm just going to turn this off.
Memory bank B. Memory bank C. Memory bank A. Entering programming mode. Memory bank A. Up. Okay. Push. Okay. Exiting programming mode. Quiet control mode. Memory bank A.
Well, now it's working anyways. So...
FX mode.
So, that is the remote feature. Now it's got sound effects, such as... Now we all know it has the Morse code feature on this, so... Now, on the 12th Doctor it does have Easter eggs, such as if you press it so many times it'll do something, so I'm going to do the same again. So 7 times it did some sort of weird noise. So that's 8 times, doing the Morse code like it did on the 12th. What else? 7 times. Yeah, it does that. Right.
Practice mode.
Turn it off. What happens if we turn it on and hold down the power button?
Practice mode.
It's doing the same as the 12th Doctor. Right, okay.
Control mode. Quiet. FX mode.
So it does light up, so... To change the batteries, you would have to unscrew this collar section like you do on the 12s. Unscrew the 2 screws on either side, twist and pull. The plastic is actually a black plastic on the inside, so that's different. The batteries are the same way as they go in, basically positive, negative side down, I think it is. You'd have to check the control, the manual. But if you switch the bottom sections of these panels, they still work, believe it or not. So when you put the emitter head from the 11th Doctor to the bottom section of the 12th Doctor, it will go and work. And if you put the 12th Doctor's head on the 11th Doctor's body section, it will work. So it doesn't really do well. We're going to see if the width for these are a bit different, which, to be honest, they are. It's quite weird. So the 12th Doctor has more of a tapered end than it does on the 11th. And plus the buttons are a bit more pushed in on this one. So, right, looking on the overall detailing. It's still got like the rivets. It does look like you're actually holding the Sonic. It is actually about. It's a tad bit heavier, but I'll say it's both the same. The material on this is quite well used up. I would recommend getting this, even though some people like to get 12s, like most people. The beveled bits are pretty nice detailed. It does wiggle side to side slightly, but not much, unlike the 12. It doesn't flick open as I told you. It does have a clear window in. So, yeah. It is a plastic panel like on the 12s. So, it's quite different to how it is. Now, the claw section is a bit more skinnier on the top. It does move slightly on the claws, which there probably was intended to move. But if you look on the 12th Doctor's bottom section of the claws, it does have a sliding groove. On this one, it's just a solid fixed position, so even if you did like lift it, it still wouldn't come apart. It's just there to tap it in place to make sure it is fully on tight. But size comparison, they are exactly the same size, except from when you extend the 12th Doctor's Sonic, such as this, and then you can't extend this one, so I'll have to. There we go. But they are the same size, same heaviness. The copper plating is about the same type texture turned. At the ends, of course, this has been well used, obviously. It has been cleaned up, the Sonic, I just need to clean the case up a bit. So, yeah. I just wish they didn't rub out these, because then it'll look really pristine. So, yes. Now, displaying it is pretty simple. You just, of course, display it like this. Now, of course, the feature when you have it on Morse code, it does. When it on the side, it will have the Morse code feature, but when used, like tilted up, it won't, unlike the 12s. So it's quite opposites. The display stand is quite a solid. Well, it's quite a piece. Now, usually this is clamped on tight, but obviously it's been used that much. I quite like how this has been displayed, unlike this version, but obviously I guess why they've gone with this stand, because it saves more room than the box standard version, which looks really cool. So overall, what do I think to this screwdriver? Pretty good. Would recommend picking it up, especially like for these days. It's going really expensive, but you can't accept them to be in all good, proper good progress, I suppose. I will do a side by side comparison full on video eventually, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, but anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe today and also like the video, and also comment on those subscribe and likes, and I'll see you in the guys in the next video. Alonzo.